How's it going, everyone? It is Prashan here. We're going over all of the new bundles that are dropping this week in Marvel Snap. That way, you're in the know. That way, I'm in the know on what to spend our money and precious resources on. And we're starting off with this one that's in the weekly web shop. We get this Art Germ Psylocke, a new avatar, 1,000 collector's tokens, and 155 Psylocke boosters for $9.99. So you're basically switching out $10 for 1,000 collector's tokens at this point, unless you really love Art Germ and you want the Psylocke variant. That's pretty much the only thing that you really get value of from this bundle. And I know tokens are going to be a hot commodity, so I think you might want to go for this if you're super low on tokens and you just need more tokens. That way you could get some new cards under your belt. The bundle value is pretty good at 299%. The currency value is also good too. In my opinion, like I said before, you're basically exchanging a dollar, like your dollars for collector's tokens. And then next here, we have Arcane Genesis. You get this Andrina Gardino Agamotto variant, which we go over in my variant video. A freaking awesome variant. New avatar, 2,500 credits, 2,500 gold, 155 Agamotto boosters for $34.99. And the bundle value is amazing. It's 464%. This is pretty good. And the currency value is 161%, which is pretty amazing as well. And if you don't have Agamotto was like a season pass card a few seasons ago. This is a good chance to spend $34 to get the card and a cool variant, right? Like Marvel Snap switched this a few months ago where if you bought the card outright in a bundle, you have the card. You don't have to worry about opening it in a pack. And the 2,500 gold you can always use for another bundle in the future. And then the 2,500 credits is also used for progression. That way you can get more tokens, new variants, and more cool stuff. So I think this might be the bundle of the week in my opinion. So if you go for any bundle, I would say go for this one, especially if you don't have Agamotto. And then next here, we have our FOMO Token Tuesday, or typical Token Tuesday. And this one seems pretty bad. You're switching out 700 gold for 500 collector's tokens. It seemed like, what, last week or a few weeks ago? The gold amount wasn't as much, and you get 500 collector's tokens, 700 gold, and 105 random boosters for a random card. The bundle value is pretty even. It's below even, in fact. 91% currency value, 89%. That's below even as well. So I typically stay away from these unless you're pretty close to getting that new card. We have Jim Hammond, Human Torch. So if you're like 500 collector's tokens away and you have the gold to spend, why not? But other than that, I say don't do it. And then next here we have Psionic Slashdown, another Psylocke variant, but this one is by Peach Momoko. And this one's pretty awesome. You get the Peach Momoko Psylocke variant, new avatar, 4,000 credits, 155 Psylocke boosters for $24.99. The bundle value is pretty good, 209%, and your currency value is pretty good as well. You get 4,000 credits, which is very good for progression. And Psylocke, she seems like she's been lost lately in this meta. A lot of people have just been playing Quicksilver and Domino, and then hoping that they get a 3-drop, and then playing like Wiccan on 4 for that like speed. And then we haven't seen that much of like Mr. Negative. She's like key or integral in those Mr. Negative decks. So yeah, like I feel like she's lost in the sauce in the moment. Maybe she'll come back in a future meta. But overall, I think this bundle is pretty decent, especially if you love Peach Momoko stuff. And then next we have the Abyss Strikes Back. We have this Vincenzo Rincardi Atuma. New avatar, 3,000 collector's tokens, 310 Atuma boosters for 3,500 gold. The bundle value, currency value is almost even, 136% and 107% respectively. And I think this one's pretty decent if you have the gold, especially if you bought the Arcane Genesis and then you have 1,000 gold left over. You could double dip and try to buy both if you want. And I think it's good value, especially if you're looking for collector's tokens. So you honestly will get like more progression and you get the collector's tokens here in Abyss Strikes Back. And you could potentially get like half of another card right? So if you're newer in the game, you can obviously do some pretty cool progression with this. If you're someone that's been playing for a while, collection complete, I don't know. I think it will be worth it if you've been hoarding gold for the collector's tokens. I think if you're hoarding gold in general, I think these are the ones to go for, especially since if you're not using the gold and you want new cards. Like me, I personally don't really care about new variants that much anymore because I'm trying to save my resources or stack up my resources. That way I stay collection complete without spending money. So that might be the route that you want to take, or if you love spending money, and by all means do so. And then lastly, we have this bundle here. We talk about this every week. We have our credits and then 65 random boosters for 5 random cards, 600 gold, bundle value is 140%, currency value is 133. So yeah, that is it for this week in bundles. Our miniature bundle report. Only what, 4 or 5, like 6, 7, not that many bundles, right? But yeah, like I would say the value is stacking up your gold, going for those gold bundles, and then stacking up your tokens. That way you could get new cards and keep up with the meta. And then hopefully the cards are good. And the new cards are good, right? Like sometimes we find ourselves in that FOMO rut where we feel like we need every card, but there's a bunch of cards that have came out that I haven't even touched. They're just sitting on the shelf. And then for Marvel Snap, they're sitting on the shelf too because there's like no variants for those cards either, so they know they're not that good. So I don't know, or not as popular, right? Like we wouldn't spend our gold on a variant for this card, even though I personally don't like having cards in their base form. But whatever, that's another video for another day that I might do. I do have an idea for that. So till next time, be safe, keep on snapping, and peace.